सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। वासुदेवेन्द्र योगीन्द्रं नत्वा ज्ञानप्रदं गुरुं मुमुक्षूणां पितार्थाय तत्त्वबोधोऽभिधीयते। Tattavabodha, we are at the Jiveshwara Aikya, that there is no difference between Jiva and Ishvara, and if one considers that there is a difference, then so long is the samsara. That's what we looked at last time. Says, what is Jiva? And Jiva is an individual, considered an individual who is a pratibimba, who is like a reflected consciousness. In what? The reflection is in the individual antakarana. So in the antakarana, the reflection of the original, which is nirguna brahma, that is considered as a jiva, an individual, and Ishvara is one with a maya upadhi. So maya is the antakarana of the total of Ishvara. Of nirguna brahma reflects in that maya, and that the reflection is called as Ishvara. Then individual in totality, there is a naisargika veda. One is born considering that there is I am a limited entity, and the world outside, whoever here has created this, I am different from that. That nobody needs to teach. And that avidya upadisan atma jiva ityuchyate, maya upadisan ishvara ityuchyate atma. एवं उपाधि वेदा जीवेश्वर भेद दृष्टि यावत् पर्यन्तं तिष्ठति तावत् पर्यन्तं जन्म मरणादि रूप संसारो न निवर्तते. So as long as this instinctual or the natural tendency of seeing Ishvara as different from oneself exists, so long there is this samsara which is in the form of janma marana etc. It will not cease to exist. Tasmat karanatna jiveshwarayoho bheda buddhi svikarya. Therefore, one should not accept this bheda buddhi at all. This idea of difference, one should not give in to it. One should inquire and resolve the doubts, and thereby remain as Ishvarites, that consider that there is no difference. One should know this fact doubtlessly. Then the question was asked as to nanu sahankarasya kinchijnasya jivasya nirahankarasya sarvajnasya ishwarasya tattvamasi mahavakyat katam aveda buddhi syat uvayoho viruddha dharmakrantatvat. Since there are a set of opposing attributes, one is an individual, the other is a total. There itself the difference starts. One is a creator, the other is a created. So one is created, the other is a creator. One is one knows very little compared to the other who knows everything, and thereby so much difference is there, all 180 degrees apart. How can I be same as Ishvara? This is the question. One who is an individual, sahankarasya kinchijnasya, one who knows very little. Who is that? Jiva, who is me. And nirahankarasya, one who does not have individuality, who is one with the totality. That sarvajna, all-knowing, omniscient, omnipotent Ishvara. Tattvamasi, between both of these, between total and me, between Ishvara and me, Tattvamasi iti mahavakya. In the mahavakya, you are that. Through that, due to that, katham abheda buddhi syad. How can there be a vision of non-difference? Why? Because of both having viruddha dharma krantatvat, both having opposing attributes. Iti chet na. If this is the doubt, Acharya says no. Vachyartha, and by Vachyartha you are right, he says. Stula sukshma sharirabhimani tvam pada Vachyartha. By the literal meaning of the word you, what you take yourself to be is the body, that is the literal meaning. Don't take the literal meaning, what you consider erroneously as yourself. We are not talking about equation, being one with that. There is no oneness between the little body and the total body. That oneness we are not talking about. We are talking about the tattva, which is the very essence of yourself. You inquire into that, which has been taught so far as what you are. You are different from this body, mind, sense complex. You are different from the three states. You are different from the five koshas, and you are different from the three shariras. So thereby, you are beyond all that. You are not that. Know yourself to be that Atma which we have taught you as Satchidananda Swarupa Atma, and that is same between both. There is no difference at all. There is no second at all. So Stula Sukshma Sharira Abhimani Tvampal the Vachyartha. That is the meaning of the word you. The literal meaning, what you take, is erroneous. Upadi Vinirmuktam. On the other hand, once you remove these upadis, the adjuncts which are causing you to think that you are limited, Samadhi Dasha Sampannam, that the Sampannam, that which is attained as in, again, attained is not, it is figurative usage, it is not something which you really attain. You attained as in, it is without the upadi. What you attain is without the upadi. What you are, along with, in fact, you have attained the sharira. Once you remove that sharira, understanding that tadatmya sambandha, that oneness that we think that we have with the sharira, when we inquire into that goes, and then you stay with this inquiry, and in yoga samadhi is what? Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Samadhi is without these vrittis, without the thoughts which make you think that I am this or that, I am the body, I am this, and other thoughts due to that, ahankara, mamakara, all this comes, and then friends and enemies, all this chain of thoughts the mind takes you, hijacks you, that you give up. Once you start focusing and meditating, then so dharana dhyana samadhi, of course all that takes the chitta shuddhi is needed there also. The yama niyama, through the what has to be done, that has to be done. What shouldn't be done should not be done. So dharma should be done, adharma should be dropped. Basic understanding of yama niyama. And then asana pranayama. Asana, one follows asana to get sthirata. One can stay in one position without moving for a long duration of time. That is the siddhi of an asana. Any asana where one can remain in sukha and sthira. So sukha sthira sthiram asanam. Asana is that in which one can remain for a long duration without steady. So sthira, steadily, and sukham in the sense easily, adverbial, easily, without effort. Effortlessly, if one can sit in a particular position for a long duration of time, that is an asana siddhi. And that can happen when one has done asana and pranayama and has yama niyama. Without yama niyama, asana siddhi will also not be there, because body will drag one to the level of the body, and discomforts will be felt. Through prana movement also will be blocked, therefore pranayama is needed, and many asanas are needed to get one asana correct. Other asanas are needed only to see that the body bends in the right fashion, for all parts of the body to function in sync, so that one asana siddhi can be there. That is asana siddhi. With pranayama, the cleansing happens. All the nadis, there are the subtle energy channels. Those nadis should not be blocked. So with pranayama, that also cleansing happens. These are the initial four angas of yoga. Then there is a pratyahara. Pratyahara is that which connects the bahiranga to antaranga, that which connects the outside limbs of Ashtanga Yoga. There are 8 limbs. Out of that, these 4 limbs are converted into the yogi. Then one tends to become a yogi. After one gets this asana and pranayama is done, then pratyahara is withdrawing from basically it indicates shamadama. One withdraws from the external world, so to say. One does not indulge, and thereby focuses on whatever is the object of meditation. In the case of Vedanta, it is the Mahavakya, Tattvamasi Mahavakya. Otherwise, to train the mind, any thought is okay. Any thought, any saguna upasana, any murti, any shabda, like Omkara is a good shabda to meditate on, or focusing on one's breath, In fact, Patanjali Maharshi gives a lot of options. He gives a lot of options, and he also brings in Ishvara. He says you meditate on Ishvara, you cultivate bhakti, focus on your breath, or a picture. Think about all the details of the picture, of a picture of what? Of any Ishta Devata. And then he says, he gives so many options, and he says, in case these are not of your interest, then you can choose whatever interests you. Anything that you think of can become a object of meditation to train the mind. That itself will not give you the ultimate. But samadhi can happen even in any object of meditation. Samadhi, as in the thoughtlessness of the mind, can take place. Therefore, to train the mind, he says, you take any tool and use it as an object of meditation. So once this pratyahara happens, withdrawal, then this dharana, which is focusing on a particular object of meditation, that dharana has to be done. So far one has complete control, dharana. Then the control drops off when this becomes taila dharavat. Taila dharavat means taila dharavat. Dhara is a flow. There is a flow of water, and you compare that with flow of oil. When you start pouring water from one vessel to another, it starts scattering. So our meditation, dharana is actually concentration. Concentration should not be that in that manner. It should not be scattering. So if you take, say, Mahavakya, and you focus on not on the repetition of Mahavakya. Repetition of mantra can be done, but Mahavakya repetition is not going to give you much. Let's say one takes, say, Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya is a mantra, and one focuses on Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. So every other thought is replaced by Namah Shivaya. If it starts scattering, you bring it back. That is dharana. You bring it back and then focus on Namah Shivaya. The mind is chanchala, it will keep on. The mind is like a monkey, it keeps on jumping here and there. There is no connection that we may be able to find out also how one thought got into another. If you start thinking of a train, if you start training the mind to inquire into itself, so how did you reach this thought? If you trace back, then you will find some connection. That connection may not be valid for another. It may be valid for you due to your own experiences. So you trace back the thought, the last thought that you are stuck with, which is not Namah Shivaya. Somehow from Namah Shivaya we landed into some other thought. So let's say you started thinking about the office, you don't know why. Namah Shivaya, somewhere it gave you a thought of a Shiva temple. That Shiva temple is near our office. Then you say that there is a lot of crowd there at this time. Then then I should go early. Oh, I am already late to office. I should have started early. Now should I continue meditation or not? So all these thoughts, you don't know how you have reached. This is one of the ways I am saying that everyone has the experience. I need not talk about that, but I am giving an example how the monkey mind jumps. Wherever you are, one way is to trace back how you have reached, so that by that you know the traps of the mind. Other way is to directly land on Namah Shivaya. One should come back directly to the object of meditation, whichever it is. So in this case, this mantra Namah Shivaya. So you say Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. Keep on doing this. Then to every other thought, this is a replacement. You come back. Once the mind is trained sufficiently, then that Taila Dharavat is like an oil flow. It will stop being scattery. So between a lot of Namah Shivayas, some deviation may happen. Then you come back, and over a period of time, then it becomes Taila Dharavat. There is no scattering, like the flow of oil or ghee. When you pour a molten ghee, that time when you pour it, it will not scatter. It will just fall in a single, single line. That is Taila Dharavat. That dharana, then that dharana dhyana sama, then it becomes dhyana. There will be nothing else but just Namah Shivaya, or whichever is the object. If you are meditating on Krishna, only Krishna's murti will be there, nothing else will be there. You and Krishna, that's all. Everything else will be replaced by the vision of Krishna, whatever you have trained your mind to focus on. All those details, that alone will remain, and then some sukhakara vritti will start happening. Sukha will start coming, and there is only Krishna, or there is only Namah Shivaya, nothing else other than you and that is there. You know that this is going on. Once this also dissolves, there is samadhi. There, everything else, even this object of meditation, there is a triad now. There is a triputi, that the meditator, meditated, and the meditation. These three things are there. The pramata, the knower, the known object of knowledge or meditation, and the knowledge that is taking place, that you know that I am meditating, I am seeing this form of Krishna, I am focusing on that, that subject object division, along with this means to that object, means to that meditation, this triad which is called as triputi, that also ceases to be in a while. Only that is there first. That is called as samprajnata samadhi, or in Vedanta it is called as savikalpaka samadhi. Then once that also drops off into gets absorbed into object of meditation, because whatever you think of, you become that. That is the thumb rule. So if you are thinking of Krishna, you merge into Krishna. If you are thinking of Namah Shivaya, that mantra, you merge into that mantra. Then this triad also dissolves, because subject-object division gets dissolved and it gets merged into the object of meditation. Then the means also resolves, because means is only there when Bheda is there. Subject and object are there, then there is a connection between the subject and object. If that itself division is dropped, subject-object division, then there is no means also which is hanging separately. One becomes one with this object of meditation. That is called as asamprajnata samadhi in yoga texts, yoga sutras, or in Vedanta it is called as nirvikalpaka samadhi. This is that definition of yoga in the second sutra of yoga, which is yoga chitta vritti nirodha. This vritti which is taking place, the vritti is of the form of triad. That ahankara vritti is there, I am a subject, and then there is an vritti of the object. I am seeing this object. That object has a vritti in the mind. Vritti as in a form in the mind. It can be in the form of sound, it can be in the form of color, what we say, a form of form. Form as in, the sound also has a form. It is not a shape. I am not talking of shape. In the form, in keeping with the sound, there is a thought. That thought is what we objectify finally in the mind. So whether it is Namah Shivaya or whether it is a Rupa, where it is a shape of Krishna, that is the form in the mind. That is called vritti. That chitta vritti, chittasya vritti. Chittasya vritti is the thought form of the mind. That dissolves, the triad dissolves, chitta vritti nirodha happens. Nirodha is, it ceases to be. And once there is cessation of this, then triad not being there, only the object of meditation, the mind is in the form of the object of meditation. There is nothing else. It is completely full of this Namah Shivaya, or nothing needs to be done with effort. And then it is in a very subtle state, because Namah Shivaya is going on, you know, only when you come out of the vritti, of the samadhi. Just like one wakes up from deep sleep to know that he slept happily, but during the sleep he cannot make that assertion, because tools such as mind, etc. are not there. Here also similarly, samadhi dasha sampannam, that state, that in the samadhi is a state. Samadhi dasha sampannam, it is a state in yoga shastras, but what we say, Vedantins define this samadhi as Brahma Rupa samadhi, Brahmatma Rupa samadhi. When thought also, the mind is also resolved, then what exists is only the Atma. There is nothing else. So in the form of Atma, but there is no knowledge of this during that, because no tools are there. Buddhi is resolved. So Buddhi alone makes this knowledge possible. If one inquires into the state of Samadhi now, that Samadhi Dasha is a state. Samadhi Dasha, Samadhi eva Dasha. That Samadhi is the Dasha, and Samadhi is Pullinga. It is not Strilinga. In some other languages, in Hindi for example, Samadhi is Strilinga, but here it is Ki Pratyanta. Ki is a Pullinga Pratyaya. So Samadhi is a Samadhi Dasha, in the state of Samadhi, Sampannam, attained as in attaining oneself in the state of Samadhi, Samadhi Dasha Sampannam, Shuddham Chaitanyam, that is Shuddha, that is pure Chaitanya. Pure in the sense, Chaitanya is never impure. Here it is said to emphasize that without admixture, even that Mithya Sambandha with the Sukshma Sharira, with the Stula Sharira, that also is not there. So Upadhi Vinirmuktam equal to Shuddham. Being free from Upadhi itself is being Shuddha. Will the Upadhi bring Ashuddhata? Really it will not bring. But since there is a Sambandha with that, one thinks that. So see, you wear a shirt. Now, the shirt gets dirty due to, let's say you go in polluted areas, or some work is going on, so, or in rainy season some vehicle goes by, and the car going by in a quite a good speed goes over a pothole where there is a lot of muddy water, that splatters on you. Now we say it splatters on you. Actually, it has not splattered on you. It has splattered on on your clothes. But we say you have. I mean, we still have identification with that shirt also, the clothes also, and similarly the body is also like a clothing. You have taken up this body. It is like a clothing only. So even if it splatters on the skin, we can understand that you consider yourself as skin, but it is splattered on the clothes. You say that, oh, you have to change now. Why? Because you think you have become Ashuddha. That Ashuddhata is only at the level of the clothing, but still one thing is that one has become Ashuddha. This is thinking, and therefore removal of that Upadhi, removal of this clothes itself you will consider as Shuddha. So you just wash it away, or you remove the cloth and change it, you take it away, that itself you will consider as Shuddha. Oh, now I am Shuddha. So that Shuddha Chaitanyam is not, Chaitanyam is always Shuddha. Even when the clothes were dirty, you were still Shuddha. Similarly, Upadhi Vinirmuktam Samadhi Dasha Sampannam Shuddham Chaitanyam Tvam Pada Lakshartha. That is the implied meaning, Lakshartha, not Vachyartha. Vachyartha is literal meaning. What is the real meaning, implied meaning of you? When that Acharya says Tattvamasi, that you are that Ishvara, that you is not this one with the clothing, but one without the clothing, who is Shuddha Chaitanya, Samadhi Dasha Sampannam, which is known, which is attained. Attained here Sampannam, not known during Samadhi, you cannot know. During Savikalpaka Samadhi, one can know. During Nirvikalpaka Samadhi, one cannot know, because the triad is gone. So, Samadhi Dasha Sampannam, that which is attained as in without free from the upadhis, all the associations, one is free from, and that oneself which is attained as though attained in the state of Samadhi, or in deep sleep also. If you understand deep sleep, one does not need Samadhi. In deep sleep experience, if one understands, then one does not need Samadhi experience. Only for one who does not understand this deep sleep, example, understand that I was alone in deep sleep, there is no other, and that of Sukha Swarupa, no Sukha is there in any Vishaya, it is only mine, the my Swarupa manifest. If one understands that, Samadhi experience is not needed. But Samadhi has an additional, not needed, but it is not useless. If some people think that Samadhi has no use in Vedanta, that is not right, because Acharya himself in the most basic text of Vedanta, he is saying Samadhi Dasha Sampannam. He is not even talking about anything else. He says Samadhi Dasha Sampannam. Thereby itself you think that there is a lot of value to Samadhi. But to say that Samadhi alone will give it is not right. But getting Samadhi is good, because there is a first-hand experience. There will be doubtless assertion of oneself. Understanding will be so dhrida that one will never question that is it possible, this as in can I be really Advaita Tattva. With this basic understanding, that Tattvamasi, how it works, how the difference between I can exist without these bodies, that one can know clearly without analysis in Samadhi. Therefore Samadhi is useful that way. And here the Acharya says, one free from these upadhis, whatever one considers to be due to ajnana, due to avidya, once all that is gone, and where is it gone? In Samadhi, Shuddham Chaitanyam, that Chaitanya without any association is Tvam Pada Lakshartha. It is the Lakshartha, it is the implied meaning. Artha, Lakshaha is implied, Artha is meaning of what? Of Tvam Pada. Tvam Padasya Lakshartha. Tvam iti pada, padam, Tvam Padam. So, Karma Dharya, Tvam is the pada. That Tvam is the word, you. What is the meaning of the word you in Tattvamasi? That you are. You is the meaning, implied meaning of that word you is the meaning of Tvam Pada Lakshartha, is this Atma Shuddha Chaitanya. Evam, in this manner, Sarvajñatvadi Vishishta Ishvaraha Tattvabodha Vachyartha. Similarly, evam is similarly, just as we analyze this Tvampada, what is the Tvampada Vachyartha? Is this body mind sense complex one who is associated with that unholy combination, entity with that unholy combination, who thinks I am limited, who is a samsari, who is a karta, who is a bhokta, who is suffering, sarvam dukkham, that kind of a person. That person is Tvampada Vachyartha, but Lakshartha is a Shuddha Chaitanya. Similarly, evam Sarvajñatvadi Vishishtaha Ishvara. Vishishta Ishvara is Vishishtaha Ishvara. There is a Visarga Rupa there. So Sarvajñatvadi Vishishta Ishvara, that the Tattvabodha Vachyartha that you are thinking is the literal meaning, is that Ishvara. You are right, the creator Ishvara, Jagat Karanam Ishvara. That Ishvara is what? Sarvajñatvadi Vishishta. You think that Nirahankara, Sarvajña, Ishvara. So that Adi is whatever you can think of. The total, the one who is omniscient, omnipotent, who is the creator, all these attributes, Vishishtaha, who has these adjectives. So Sarvajñatva, Adi, etc. Sarvajñatva is omnipotent, omniscient, Adi Padana, omnipotent, creator, etc. All of this Vishishtaha, Taihi Vishishtaha, Taihi is or Tena Vishishtaha, Adi, this Sarvajñatva Adi, all these attributes that you think, he is attributed with that. Those attributes he is attributed with, he is specified with these attributes. That is Sarvajñatva Vishishtaha. Sarvajñatvadi Vishishtaha. Who is that? Ishvara. That Ishvara who is talked about, or who has adjectives in the form of omniscience, omnipotent, etc. This Ishvara is the Vachyartha, the literal meaning of the pada, of the word. Which word? Tat. In what? Tattvamasi. In the Vakya Tattvamasi, the literal meaning of the word Tat is this Ishvara. And that is equated, Asi, you are. So there, what is the Lakshartha of that Ishvara? What is the implied meaning there? Upadi Shunyam Shuddha Chaitanyam Tatpada Lakshartha. In the when explaining the Tvampada Lakshartha, there Shuddham Chaitanyam was said. The compound was broken, which is called as Vyastapada. Now he brings a Samastapada. He makes a compound of that. Shuddham Chaitanyam is same as Shuddha Chaitanyam. So Upadi Shunyam Shuddha Chaitanyam. Karmadhari only, Shuddham Chaitanyam, same as Tvampada Lakshartha. This pure consciousness. Pure consciousness means what? Again, Upadi Shunyam. Earlier he said Upadi Vinirmuktam, free from Upadi. Now he says bereft of Shunyam, bereft of Upadi, bereft of any of these adjuncts. Which adjuncts? All these adjectives that you have given, Sarvajñatva, etc. All these are due to this Sharira that you think that the Ishvara has. All these qualities are superimposed on the Shuddha Chaitanya. If you remove all that, what remains is the Tattva. You remove this body-mind sense complex, what you are is pure consciousness. Similarly, you remove the body-mind sense complex, that the Maya Upadi for Ishvara, which is the Antakarana for Ishvara. You remove that. Once you remove that, who is it? It is that Shuddha Chaitanya only. That is the implied meaning of Tat. So that Shuddha Chaitanya in the total and that Shuddha Chaitanya in the individual you, who you consider as individual, is same. Same means what? Not similar. Same. It is the same. There is no segmentation of this Chaitanya. Consciousness in one and the other cannot be segmented at all. What is the means to know that it is segmented? You cannot have a means to know. Wherever there is you have to establish that it is segmented. The consciousness cannot be segmented. If one says, I see another in front of me, just like Ishvara is different. Similarly, when I know this other person is different, similarly Ishvara is different. This is what our general thinking is. What you are objectifying is not consciousness. You objectify, you infer consciousness by movement. There is prana movement that you see in a person and you think that person is sentient person, or an animal or a plant also moving. Plant generally you see as moving with due to vayu, due to air. So that we do not consider sentient by just looking at it. We cannot. But we see growth. We see growth in the plant. We see that today it is, while looking at it also, you may see some flower opening. So thereby, sentience is there. So it is an inference looking at the karya. Similarly, what you objectify is not consciousness. Consciousness, the sentience is inferred by looking at movement in the sharira, that breathing activity is going on. So prana is there. If prana is there, that prana is there in a sentient being. He makes some sense when he is talking. He talks, therefore talking is possible for a sentient being. All this we infer without thinking. This is natural to us. It has come up from childhood. We have looking at the world, we have started analyzing by very nature. Our nature is inquiry. And by that we have inferred without even thinking much that one is sentient, the other is not. Thereby, this what you objectify is not that sentience or the consciousness. What we objectify is only the sharira. Then we remove the sharira, what remains is this consciousness. How can you say that that is different? You cannot differentiate. The body is different. Once that body is removed from, it is an upadhi, then what remains is Shuddha Chaitanya. That Shuddha Chaitanya between me and other, there is no difference. Why? Because Shuddha Chaitanya is Atma, and from that Atma the Akasha is created, from that Ishvara. So when it is created, the Ishvara Atma itself appeared in the form of Akasha. Between you and me, even where you and I are, there is Akasha. That Akasha is consciousness. Consciousness manifests as Akasha. Therefore, there is no segmentation at all. Even in that space where I am, in that space you are, and in the space in between you and me, there is no segmentation of Chaitanya. That Shuddha Chaitanyam is Tvampada Lakshyartha as well as Tatpada Lakshyartha, which is what is being said in Tattvamasi. You are nothing but consciousness. You take yourself to be segmented and you segment another also. All this is superimposition. Just like Ghatakasha is not different from Mahakasha, just the body which has been, the body of the pot which has been put together, that gives a bhrama, gives a delusion of the pot space being segmented from the total space. Once that upadhi you remove, then let's say there is a pot in a room, so that the room space you think as room space, which is different from the outer space, and then the pot which is within that, the Ishvara is huge like a room, and you are tiny like a pot. That pot upadhi you remove, the room upadhi you remove, what remains is Shuddha Chaitanya, which has never been segmented. Wherever the body of the pot was there, where the body of the room is there, that also is space alone. It is there in space only. So when you remove that, the space which was there remains the way it was there. There is no bheda, but we can see that now this Chaitanya is not segmented. This total space is never segmented. It was never enclosed within the room. It was the same space. It was never enclosed within the pot. It was always same. Once you have that understanding in the example, similarly is this Shuddha Chaitanya. It is never segmented. So that is Tattvamasi. You have to remove the what is called as Bhagatyaga Lakshana or the Jahad Ajahad Lakshana. Jahad is giving up. Ajahad is not giving up. So what is not common between the two in the equation, that Tattvamasi, you are that, in that you and that, the individual and total, whatever is not common, that you have to remove. Jahad, it has to be removed, and removing that, while removing it, you retain what is common. Shuddha Chaitanya is common, which is Satchidananda. That Chaitanya cannot be non-existent, so it is Sat. It is existent consciousness. So it is existent consciousness. Chit is Chaitanya, Sat Chit, and Ananda or Ananta. Ananta is, it is limitless. It is not segmented at all. It is limitless. Wherever space is, wherever you think that anything is there, there it is. Therefore, it is an existent consciousness which is limitless. And all these are these attributes. They are not attributes. It is exactly that. It is that which gives other existence. It is that which makes other conscious. It is that which makes others. Even that limitedness or limitlessness also is possible only due to this being everywhere. Vibhu, it is being infinite. It is the whole. So that is you, the meaning of the real meaning of you, and that is the real meaning of Ishvara also, implied meaning. Evam sarvajñatvadi vishishta Ishvara tatpada vachyartaha and upadi shunyam shuddha chaitanyam tatpada lakshyartaha. It is implied meaning. And in this manner, when Tattvamasi is said, the understanding has to take place. You have to remove the whatever is obstructing this equation, understanding of this equation, the doubts have to be removed, and what has to be retained is this Shuddha Chaitanya, that is Bhaga Tyaga, the part which is contradictory, that has to be removed, and what is not contradictory has to be retained. Therefore Bhaga Tyaga, but Jahad, but Ajahad also, both Jahad and Ajahad, giving up and retaining, both have to be done, and that is the Lakshana. That is one of the ways the implied meaning is analyzed. Evam cha Jiveshwarayoho Chaitanya Rupena Abhede Bhadaka Bhavaha. So there is a evam cha, in this manner, and in this manner, if you say that Kinchijnasya Jivasya Nirahankara Sarvajnasya, you said Ubayo Virodha Dharma Karantatvat. Katham Abheda Buddhi, this is how Abheda Buddhi will work. The vision of non-difference is in this manner. Once you understand this Tattvamasi with Lakshana, then Jiveshwarayoho, Madhye, between Jiveshwarayoho, Chaitanya Rupena, in the form of consciousness, both are in the form of consciousness, there is no difference between them. In the form of those who are consciousness, as consciousness, Chaitanya Rupena as consciousness, between Jiva and Ishvara as consciousness, both being as consciousness, Abhede, unto this non-difference, Badaka Abhava, Badaka Bhava. There is Abhava of absence of contradiction or that refutation. You cannot refute it. To refute it, you will need proof, and there is no proof to say that there is another. You cannot have a proof. So Chaitanya, Abhede, Jiva and Ishvara are different, to say that there is no proof at all. Badaka, you can never negate it. So sublation or negation, refutation is not possible. That is Badaka. For example, where there is Badaka, you see, let's say you are seeing snake on a rope. So snake you see, and the snake, someone tells you it is not a snake, it is rope. Then this snake knowledge that you get, there this knowledge of the rope is Badaka. It is sublating that knowledge. Because you start inquiring, then he shows you a torch on that snake. Once you have that light of knowledge, so here the light is literal, but once the knowledge, when you show the torch and the knowledge takes place that it is nothing but rope, that knowledge, that is the light of knowledge, that removes this darkness of ignorance, avidya. It goes away. There is a badaka. It is a sublator. It is a negator of which knowledge? The erroneous knowledge, which is this is snake. That knowledge, this is rope, removes the this is snake. It opposes that, and being stronger, it removes the weaker one, which is this avidya karya, that this is snake. That kind of badaka, abhava, is there in this. Once you know yourself as consciousness, it cannot be removed by any other knowledge. There is no pramana at all which can refute it, because every other pramana that told you that you are a body, mind, sense complex has been refuted. So that you consider other as a snake, the rope as a snake, you consider Atma as limited or as Ishvara, that kind of knowledge has been refuted. Once that is refuted, what will refute? You are conscious, you are consciousness. There is no pramana needed for you to know that you are consciousness. You know by yourself. No mind tells you, no other is there to tell you, no other can tell you. If someone tells you you are not consciousness, how will you agree? You are not. People may tell you, is jada buddhi. So jada buddhi is possible, but jada you are not possible. Even if a dullard also, someone says he has no buddhi, he is jada. He is like jada. He is insentient. He is insentient as meaningless. That person who is sentient, he knows that he is sentient. He does not need another to tell. So there is a badaka abhava. It cannot be refuted at all. Even if someone tells you you were not existent in deep sleep, you will say it is nonsense. Why? Because I am the same entity which was there earlier. I am there now. During dream also I existed. I was conscious. And during deep sleep also I knew that I did not know anything. If you inquire a little, that I was there. Otherwise that continuity will be broken. How will you know that who slept is the same as who woke up? You know without anyone telling you. Nobody needs to tell you. And I had sukha anubhava, therefore I must have existed. There is no reason that their badaka abhava is there. Nobody can tell you that you are insentient, you are not conscious. So this is the reason that there abhede badaka bhava, there is no that consciousness that you are and what has been said as Ishvara is consciousness. In that abheda, what will refute it? Nobody can refute it. No knowledge can refute it. No erroneous knowledge also can refute this if understood clearly. So this is the knowledge which is moksha karaka, and therefore next topic is of jivan mukti. Jivan mukti means jivan eva mukta. So mukti or mukta while living. Jivan is shatranta. While living, one becomes a mukta. One becomes free. One becomes liberated while living. And this is not there in any other sampradaya. Only in Advaita sampradaya, this concept of jivan mukti this way. There may be terminology, but jivan mukti in this manner, that while living one is free. One that need not wait for some gati to happen, to body to drop off and travel being involved. Nothing is needed. One remains in this body and becomes free. This is the sampradaya teaching that will give moksha. This badaka abhava to this abheda, and abheda known as tattvamasi, understood as aham brahmasmi, and that I am shuddha chaitanyam. I am not this body mind sense complex. There is no other apart from me, whether a creator or the created. There is no other possible also. Once that knowledge, the erroneous understanding is gone, and this understanding takes place without any doubts, one remains with this, that is moksha karga. That itself is moksha, that itself is jivan mukti. So further he says, evam cha vedanta vakyaihi sadguru upadeshena cha sarveshu api bhuteshu yesham brahma buddhihi utpanna te jivan muktaha ityartha. And in this manner, who is the jivan mukta? Anybody who gets the knowledge in this manner. So therefore plural is used. Jivan muktaha, te jivan mukta, de. Saha tau te, prathama bahuvachana, te jivan mukta, they are jivan mukta ityartha. This is the meaning. Who are those? Yesham. So yesham is the relative, te is the correlative. Yat shabda yesham, the shashti bahuvachana, and prathama ekvachana is te, tat shabda. Evam cha, in this manner, Vedanta vakyaihi, in this manner means what? Through this lakshana. Lakshana as in bhagatyaga lakshana or jahadajal lakshana. One does the analysis of tattvamasi and then understands aham brahmasmi, I am the shuddha chaitanya, in that manner. Evam cha Vedanta vakyaihi, through Vedanta statements, not any chemistry or any other bhakti or any other granthas. All granthas which have this Vedanta content, which is the focus, you have to analyze those statements, not any statements. So not Laukika, not Alaukika, which is dealing with Swarga ityadi. They are talking about Vedanta, where the equation Mahavakya analysis has to be done, and once that is done through those statements, Vedanta Vakyaihi, through the Vakya which are content of Vedanta, Sadguru Upadeshenecha. So if one analyzes on one's own, one will not get it, because there are so many contradictory things talked about. Apparent contradiction is there in the Shruti itself. So therefore Bhashya has to be studied, or one has to listen to the teacher in the Sampradaya who has understood this. Shrotre Brahmanishta Guru Sadguru Upadeshena, through the teaching given by Sadguru. Sadguru means Sad, who is an existent Sad. He is the Tattva. That Guru himself, having understood Brahma Veda Brahmaiva Bhavati. Which Brahma? Sad Brahma. Existent Brahma, he is Atma. You are also Atma. But he will tell you that you are Atma. There is no difference between you and me. There is no difference between Ishvara and you. That kind of a teacher. Not one who is giving you something saying that no, you cannot be Ishvara, you can never become free. So not that kind of a Guru. A Sadguru who will give you Sadupadesha. That kind of a Guru, Upadeshenecha, through the teaching by this Sadguru cha, and so Vedanta Vakyai and the teaching handled by the Guru who has learnt in the Sampradaya, Sarveshu api bhuteshu, in all the Sarveshu, in all api, even in all bhuteshu, in all beings, whether it is plants, animals, Rakshasas, Devatas, Manushyas, friends, enemies, relatives, yourself, all of this. Brahma buddhihi, yesham Brahma buddhihi utpanna. Unto all these, Sarveshu is not in, with respect to all these, Vishaya Saptami, with respect to everyone, this Brahma Buddhi, vision of Brahma, they are also Brahma, you are also Brahma, there is no difference between you and them. Once that is Utpanna, Utpanna is born, Strilinga, to for whom? Yesham, for whoever, whosoever. For any of the people who have got this understanding through the statements of Vedanta and through the teaching by a Sadguru, unto any of everyone, unto everything that is existent, unto that when Brahma Buddhi, vision of Brahman, understanding of Brahman has arisen, they are called as Jivan Muktaha. Ityartha. This is the meaning. Now this Jivan Mukta terminology will be questioned for a deeper understanding of what is Jivan Mukta. So that we'll see in the next patha. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Guru Namaha. Harihi Om.